but I don't understand.
What
Could
don't
you
you understand?
explain that to me slower?
Why I put you in a box under my bed?
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense to me.
Because that's where I keep all of my secret things.
Well, none of us belong in the closet,
Well,
so.
yeah, there's that.
Fair.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is Shenanigoons, the Book of Fables. I'm Angela, your DM for this evening, and welcome back after our how appropriate, our bye week. I have decided we're coming back. And hello, players.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you all doing, my beloved players? Are you looking forward to game?
Yes. I'm tired though. Today was crazy.
All sorts of. I hope everybody at home is having a nice time or having a decent day. We are happy to be here with you this Tuesday, and we are here with Chapter 24 of Book of Fables, Sink or Swim. As we continue our story. But first off, if you're here watching us on Twitch, that means you are on the channel called We Are Nerdsmith, and we are. Nerdsmith is our network. We make podcasts and live streams of various nerdy natures. You can find out more about us at nerdsmith.org, or if you like the show tonight or any of our other content, you can support us at Patreon, patreon.com/nerdsmith. But because you all are super wonderful, I do want to point out that we have a brand new piece of bonus content on our Patreon this week. If you haven't yet supported us on Patreon, you can find the official HD map of the world of Vale available now on Patreon. You can check out, well, let's say it's the current state of the world of Vale. I reserve the right to change anything if we have to, but in the post on Patreon, you get access to our incarnate link for the live map. So if I make any changes, you can see it before we publish it on Patreon again. And you can check out also the World Anvil, which I'm still in process of working on. But the map is now in World Anvil, and I am plugging away at putting things on the map there. So you guys can learn more about everything that's in the greater world. And so World of Vale, if you don't know, is our homebrew world that we've all worked on over the last few years. It is the setting for the first, second, and third seasons of Shenanigoons. Second season, Spelljammer, was in space mostly. But also the Threads in the Veil audio drama series still in process, and Countless Heroes, our previous West Marches style D&D game, took place there. So we have a lot of stuff that happened in the world of Vale, and I'm still running games in it too, not just here. So you'll get to see a lot of cool things on the map. I will put it in chat so you can check it out. But yeah, become our patron today, and you can get access to the 4K map of it, so you can get real close and check out all the pretty details. We are also here streaming with you today thanks to a number of really kick-ass sponsors run by some incredible people. We, first and foremost, are sponsored by Eldritch Foundry, a really lovely fantasy miniature designer website where you can get 3D printed physical copies of your heroes, as well as digital copies for maps and virtual tabletops. So if you want to run online or on stream with some pictures of your characters, you can get those for free. So you should check those out. Please check them out at eldritchfoundry.com, and if you use the link in our chat, you are helping to support the network with any purchases you make on Eldritch Foundry as well, if you decide to get printed copies of your really cool, pretty fantasy characters. We are also sponsored by World Anvil, as I just name dropped before. World Anvil is an absolutely incredible world building and campaign management website and community. They are constantly coming out with kick-ass stuff to help you express your world and show different things like maps, as I said, and timelines. I'm going to be doing a massive overhaul of the world of Vale in World Anvil at some point to have it be a bit more representative of all the different stories that we've had in this world, but still have it be pretty legible to navigate. It's going to be a bit of a project, but I think it'll be worthwhile. And you'll be able to find it at the link I put in chat, worldanvil.com/w/Vale. And so that is, you should check them out too. They're a really amazing community, and I just got to look at their roadmap, which they shared with all of their guild members, which is their paid subscribers. You can access World Anvil for free, but they have some really amazing personalization features and some advanced features if you decide to support them for very, very affordable amounts. You can get access to some really, really cool tools. But they have their roadmap coming up over the next year or two, and there are some really sweet things happening. And so I very much look forward to a bunch of that stuff. We are finally sponsored by The Beauteous Die Hard Dice, a really, really lovely dice company. And Tessa, would you like to tell more?
Yeah, man. I mean, I just want to like take a minute to talk about the beauty of these dice and how just like blissed out and chill they are, because they're like super green and awesome.
Totally.
I mean, they're called Spellbinder Gaia, and it just makes me feel like I'm one with the earth when I roll them, because they're so good and so gorgeous.
Tessa,
Yeah.
I definitely distinctly said that no pregame gummy bears.
They weren't gummy bears, they were dice. You didn't say I couldn't have gummy dice. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Okay. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
How
I can't even, you guys.
Thank you.
Is this the partnership that we want to be promoting?
Thank you, Bex. I appreciate you giving me a reminder of the context for this joke.
No,
I
it's
didn't remember
Earth.
what day
it's
it
like
was.
Earth Day coming up, right? Like that's where I was going. I was hippie with Earth. Oh, okay. Well, I guess. All right. Anyway, if you want your very own set of Spellbinder Gaia, you can go to dieharddice.com and pick up it using the link there in chat and pick up your own set using the code Nerdsmith-APR for 10% off your order. They are actually really gorgeous. Beyond the fact that I'm being a shit, they are beautiful.
Yeah, they really are.
I have some good stuff coming for May as well that I actually don't know what it's going to be yet. I've just been told it's coming, so I'm very excited. But please don't listen to me. Don't eat dice. Don't eat gummy dice before a stream.
Unless
it's
they're
not a good idea.
gummies.
Unless they're actually gummies, but not before a stream maybe. It's been a long day for me, so I apologize. I'm a little loopy, and it's not from the gummies. But
we love you anyway. It's okay. Thank you, Tessa. Hooray! Wonderful job. So let's get started. Let's start with a recap because it has been a bit of a time since we were last all together here. Chapter 23 of the Book of Fables included a couple of little sightseeing for the group. You all were traveling around after escaping the chronogram and out into the wider world of the island, which you now know to be at least formerly called Thuria. Now, when you traveled around, you found yourself in a sort of lush forest space and encountered a very, very large elk, multiple stories tall. And in addition to that, you tried to communicate with said elk, and you had some success in the form of it decided to hand you someone who could talk to you. You met a couple of little friends. I completely blanked on what they were.
They were
Veggie-pygmies.
Thank you. Oh my god. My brain's like, are they gerbils? No.
They are now. Veggie-pygmies are gerbil size.
No, they're like the M&M character mascots? No. It was Veggie-pygmies. Okay, so you met a bunch of Veggie-pygmies, little plant-like creatures that apparently live and worship this elk, travel around with and worship this elk as a god. You are still uncertain as to the actual divine nature of this creature. You suspect it might just be a big ass elk. They told you that it was their god, and you asked if it could maybe give you guys a ride. And when you it was gonna move on, but it gave you a bit of a ride over towards the beach. And eventually, when you reached the beach, you encountered another friendly pair of faces, a married couple that were beachcombers, searching around for miscellaneous, uh, just kind of whatever they could find that was of value. And they welcomed you. They gave you a bit of info. You managed to get a bit of context about some of the stuff that was going on, because one of them was interested in mechanist tech. She actually would be collecting things off the beach, and had a bit of info. But you all get the impression that hardly anybody, if anyone, comes from the cities. They've been cut off for some time, and no one had heard hide nor hair of them. So you were told that there is some more to be found across the ocean. Well, there's a bit of an island within visual distance, a place called Mythgar, and in that township, you were told, Holba points out that but yeah, you could probably find some answers, or some people at least. There's it's a pretty nice place, according to Holba. And so yeah, you message Pimble about whether or not you should go to the island, and Pimble encourages you to do so, saying that the more historical context that you can have, the better, to kind of understand what happened, why mechanists colonized, what happened that resulted in a, for lack of a better word, a bubble of like mental block that seems to keep people from thinking about what happened outside the chronograms, the history of the place since it was erected. You all were born in those places, so you have no memory to resurge. And so you resolve to do that, to go check out Mythgar. Eventually, as you're all resting on the beach, Paru, you and Villain have a little bit of a chat on the beach. And he says something very concerning. Well, not concerning at the time, but he says something to you. He quotes you back at you. Something that you had said to the to Her Majesty of the Trade the last time you were in the book. A private thing you had told her. And Villain, not really knowing the context for what that statement was, said it was something that the Lord of Tales had told him at some point, that the love of his life had told him. The love of the Lord of Tales. And the moment that happened, he started drowning in air. And through a series of very harrowing moments, Paru, you're able to basically perform CPR, get the water out of Elaine's lungs, and you try to understand what happened. And every time you try to get him to think about what happened, he starts to drown again. Oliette, you had the quick moment of thinking of actually peering into his mind to see what was going on, and through that vision, as he's sort of being triggered to think about the thing that causes this this horrific curse-like effect to happen to him, you get a glimpse into his head and see that there appears to be some sort of block in his mind that has been placed there. And you manage to dig a little deeper and glimpse a few moments of Verlaine's thoughts that he has not been sharing. Specifically, his fear and his fear of one of the queens, his queen, Her Majesty of the Trade. And you get the very distinct suspicion based on the moments, the little glimpses of fear and memory that you get from Verlaine, that Her Majesty of the Trade has something to do with all of this, and that she knew what happened to Verlaine and the Lord of Tales. You all settle in for the evening after that harrowing experience, and we start in the morning. I assume most people either sleep a lot out of exhaustion or wake up early because they can't sleep. Who wakes up early because they can't sleep?
Paru, definitely.
Honestly, probably all of it. We're like sleeping on a beach. This is not like a comfy sleep in, at least for Olia. This
That's
is not
fair.
a lounge in
fair.
bed kind of morning.
Although
She did
you,
have a pillow.
yeah, you did have a very soft blue pillow.
I did.
When you wake up, Paro, you specifically, you wake up and Verlaine's just out of it, like very, like they conked out.
Yeah.
They're exhausted. Their brain needed to sleep. So you wake up and Verlaine's just kind of fetal position, sleeping.
She probably slept next to him, if possible, just to make
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I assumed.
So she'll probably roll a little closer and just kind of brush their hair out of their face to, like, gently kind of soothe and stay close. So Paru is
I feel
always
like-
the big spoon.
Even if it's logistically complicated to do so.
Yep.
Indeed. I feel like Beza wakes up and then just is like stuck because she's under the kittens.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Nickit and Toshi, the two Tabaxis, have curled up against Beza. Beza's not complaining. They're warm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Beza
like,
doesn't have any body heat of her own, so it's nice.
Haru, I can't move. They're too cute.
They're snoring, which means they're purring.
No, 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 no.
I don't know what to tell you. You know the old adage, let sleeping cats lie.
I've never heard that before, actually, but I'll take your word for it.
They got pokebits. If you wake them up suddenly, the pokebits go in you.
You see Toshi in his sleep is like making biscuits
Oh.
on Beza's arm. You just hear a little scratching, like. Yep.
Is he doing the like the thing?
No,
Like,
he's just doing this.
Baby. I just love that.
So, you all wake up, and yeah,
Are the beachcombers still hanging around, or did they get up and try to move on, or?
they didn't move on. One of them is sort of. You wake up. I would say you all wake up a bit to some food smells. They're like working on the fire, and making and like reheating a little bit of food. Probably some of the rabbit from yesterday, and making some sort of like on a griddle biscuit cake thing that you can just eat with the rabbit. So the fires, the bonfire's sort of crackling, and Holba and
Jeffrin.
Jeffrin. Thank you, Jeffrin. They're so Jeffrin, the tiefling with the red hair and the little beard.
Hold on,
and,
wait. He's a
uh-huh.
tiefling and a ginger?
Yeah. And he's married. And he's in a very committed relationship.
Whatever. Rings come off, bitch.
And on that note,
Noted.
anyway,
Chris is just as thirsty for redheads as the rest of us.
Listen,
Good to know.
I missed
You're in
that
good
he was a
Nope.
ginger. He was already Hubby Goals.
You are in good company, my
You're in
friend.
very good company. It is a sickness among us. It's fine. Yeah, because this I have approximation pictures of him.
The only cure is more redheads.
That is the only cure. But yeah, so he Jeffrin's got these like braids and a little beard, and his little tail has a little because he's the one that was playing the pan flute in the distance, and you were interacting back and forth with that.
And gave us the brownies.
He did. Yes, who gave Harlan some romance advice, but it was like, you should only take my advice with a grain of salt, man. I'm really high right now.
He's perfect.
And Holba, his wife, she is he's cooking, and she is basically getting their mount sort of.
Oh God!
I didn't say anything. I said nothing.
Forgot about
one of the Equestrodons. And
that is a good boy.
They're keeping to themselves. They're giving you guys a little space. Obviously, yesterday was a bit traumatic for everybody. So they're just kind of around. You all do notice that Valain's just kind of curled up. He's still a bit bags under the eyes. Obviously, was crying, and he's still decompressing a little bit, and seems very unconscious right now as you all wake up. What are you guys doing when you get up? It's barely sun up.
Is anyone else unconscionably hungry after the events of last evening? I know
No.
a good meal helps me process every time.
No, but I don't eat.
That's fair.
I could eat, but I'm not starving or anything. I'm more tired than anything.
It's been my experience. You should probably get a little something in your stomach. Jeffrin kind of finishing scraping up some of these like really flat biscuits.
I'm good on that, but we probably should talk. Like us, you know.
We have a book.
Yep. No.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah.
All right.
Can I roll a stealth check or something to get out from under the kittens without waking them up?
Please do.
Yes, my intention is that I do not want Valain to wake.
We're both so bad. I have advantage on stealth, and I still rolled. Oh, I rolled sleight of hand by accident, but it's the same bonus anyway. A 6 and a 7.
Awesome. This works perfectly. So you try to slip out from under the kittens. Just very gently push them over. And you hear Toshi just like oh god, and despite their best intentions to be just too cool and everything, you see Nickit just kind of like stretch out with the little like fidgeting feet, and Toshi's just kind of like what? And Nickit's like, Toshi, it's really early, go back to sleep. And she basically nods at you, Beza. She catches on pretty early that you're just trying to get out. It's fine. And she goes, "Why don't you?" And Nickit like slowly gets up and pushes their brother towards Villain. Just go over there.
Now, see, what you gotta do is you gotta like give him a little bit of a squeeze, and then kind of you just kind of roll towards them, and then you can get your arm out from underneath them.
Are you hug and rolling, explaining to these children how to do the hug and roll?
I was explaining to Bees how to do the hug and roll.
They might need it someday.
It's
very
better than chewing your
well
arm
versed.
off.
Harlan, very well versed. Too soon. Anyway, Harlan, very well versed in the hug and roll. So I would imagine. And so yeah, Toshi just kind of like bleary eyed, kind of wanders over the foot and a half that over to where Villain is, and just kind of like just kind of tucks in next to them, and Nickit starts helping with food. She's hungry.
Oh, Jeffrey,
So you guys are
quick question for
Yeah.
you. Is there a stream round about these parts that we might be able to use to freshen up?
He looks at the ocean. There's a big ass stream out there.
I was thinking more something freshwater, but you know, if that's it, then that's it.
Bit of a jog to the closest freshwater.
Never mind. It's
Sorry.
fine.
Yeah.
Don't you have that spell that cleans things? The prestidigious something?
It don't take the place of a shower or a bath. It just don't.
Possum digit station?
It took me a second to realize what you were doing.
Kyle and I the other night had a linorama of mispronouncing prestidigitation.
Nice.
It was very good. We'll do it again sometime in game.
Haru just walks down to the beach and starts splashing water in her face, takes off her tunic and like kind of scrubs it in the water at least a little bit to get some of the dirt off.
Okay. What do the rest of you do? Do you follow Haru to the ocean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good places in it to have a talk. Drown out a little bit of the conversation with
Too
the rolling of the
soon.
waves.
Soon.
That one actually is too soon.
Kyle didn't realize what he was saying. That's all on Kyle and the bourbon. I'll let it lie. That's fine. Yeah.
So, gosh, I really don't know how to start this.
We're not doing that again. That's one, like, that's not on your mind, right? I don't know if I can handle doing that to him again right now.
I saw something really weird in there. Feline. They're scared. They're scared of the Queen of the Trade. she knows a lot more than she led us to believe.
What,
And
like
I
about backroom deals or?
No, I think that she facilitated this situation. I think that she is, I don't know, helping, or I don't know if she's also being coerced, but I don't think that's it. She's working with the Lord of Tales. Somehow. They did this to Voling together, I think.
Oh my god.
Which makes him both a victim and a liability.
What do you mean a liability? We can't just leave him behind.
I'm not advocating that we do. I'm just telling you that it is not over. They are not free.
So, I mean we're away from. You didn't want to do the whole, whatever it is that we do. Should we refrain from doing that again for the time being?
I don't think I realize it was probably pretty gruesome out here, looking at it from the outside, but I had to go pretty deep in there. I don't think Elaine is completely aware of all of this. I don't know how much they know. And if we don't fully understand the trigger, it's better if we don't bring it up in front of them. Because I cannot predict that that won't happen again.
Then yeah, we definitely shouldn't.
He quoted my words to the Queen of Trade right before it happened about flowers dying in summer and fall, sleeping until spring. And he said that was something that the Lord of Tales told him as well. Something that the Lord of the Tales, love of his life, once said to him. And I think he was referring to the Queen of the Trade, and she has abilities to go into different books. That's how she got Button to me. If she's in on this, she could be helping the Lord get into whatever story he wants to be in. Really make him the Lord of the Tales. And if we're having to search for the archive, the reliquary, my brain doesn't...
Wait a minute.
He could get into any single one of those.
What?
No, that was the wait a minute. It was the fact that we're going to a giant library, and if she can get from book to book, and that's a whole lot of books.
Yeah.
Not only that, but didn't they say something about the original book?
Mm-hmm.
The one, the reason we're going there is because the original book, where we came from in the first place, is in the archive. So if we're going there and
we have this book,
he gets access to it, that's a problem.
But I mean, we don't really understand how her ability works, right? I mean, yeah, our book was in the same library as the Button book,
which is now with Sweater Daddy.
Is that his name now?
I don't remember his name. I just remember Oliet talking a lot about a Sweater Daddy.
He did have a nice sweater.
That's not the point. Okay, so yes,
He was a daddy. Sorry. Continue.
why are tieflings such perfect creatures?
Yeah,
She says out loud in character.
as a tiefling.
I am sure that this is not lost on any of us. But it's entirely possible that we might die
I thought
If
that
we
was a
encounter the
given.
Lord of Tales with the Queen of the with the Queen of the Trade at his side, lending her power, we might die. Like forever.
But I mean, we are kind of the chosen champions of our respective queens, are we not? So we got some manner of their favor on us, right?
Verlaine was the Queen of the Trade's chosen champion, and look what she did to him. Sorry, look what she did to them.
Uh,
We need to.
Doesn't make us immortal.
No, we gotta figure out a way to tell the other queens without letting her know. They need to be aware.
But how exactly are we supposed to do that? Especially since they don't want us going into the book right now.
I don't know.
Since we're not sure what's compromised. Also, probably shouldn't go into the book with a certain item that I don't want to talk about out loud.
I may have just had an idea.
All right.
Her Majesty of Beauty. She said that she put some sort of page in the book for both Beza and me, which means that she can affect the outside of the book. Well, what if she knows what happens out inside the book to the outside of the book? Like, I don't know, maybe we put on those illustrations, we put something like, you know, don't trust your sister wife. She's bad egg. Yeah, something along those lines. Like we secret a message inside of her illustrations or something.
We could. I mean, we have a direct line to the Queen of the Word.
I mean, yeah, that was my thought, but do we know that the Queen of the Trade can't see the book?
I don't know. I never really.
I would maybe start with finding out if she's the only one who can see what. Maybe ask her if I were to write, if the Queen of the Vine would see it, or if it's just a special connection that the two of you had, and that way you're not giving any of our cards away.
Quick aside, DM. I think we've experimented with this a little bit before. I know that if anybody writes in the book, the message goes through. But the Queen of the Word responded to Harlan. Also.
Yes. She is the Queen of the Word.
So, in my experimentation, am I under the impression that she's the only one who would see this, or
you are under the impression that she is the only one who can see it? Give me an arcana check. If you want to think about the logic of
let me
how
just think about that.
It might work.
Can I give you guidance? Can I give her guidance?
Sure.
Sure. Go ahead.
Ooh.
Paru cuts her hair to give guidance.
Okay.
That is a 27 with guidance.
Hey.
So, just out of curiosity, what's your Arcana bonus and your Investigation bonus?
Arcana is 4. Investigation is 3.
I mean, it's still really high. It's fine. It's kind of a mix between those two, is why I'm asking.
So 26 or 27.
Yeah, that's fine. Both are fine. So, your investigation or your experimentation with the book has led you to the conclusion that it might be a fairly literal definition. So Her Majesty of the Word seems to see anything written in the book, or at least understands anything that's been written in the book. You consider the idea, and you don't quite. I'm not going to give you the connection, but you also consider the fact that Her Majesty of Beauty seems to be the illustrator of the book. And Her Majesty of the Trade, based on how she's interacted with it and the fact that like it's the idea is like she can seek things out in the other books, you get the sense that maybe it's less about the letter of the book and more about the world inside the book that she can access.
Okay.
It's a little bit more of a metaphysical thing, maybe.
Okay.
But Her Majesty of the Word, or Her Majesty of the Word, seems to be the one who can hear the things that have been explicitly written in the book.
Okay.
I just had a thought. Paru, when the Queen of the Trade got you buttons, wasn't part of the deal that you had to take that book she gave you and put it in a different library?
Yeah, that's why I gave it to Sweater Daddy.
Yeah, but if she can take things and put things in different books,
Yeah.
maybe we should get that book back.
Didn't we send Sweater Daddy to Uncle Eb's shop?
Yep. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Did we tell him expressly where that book needed to go?
Nope. Said it was a donation for his library.
We can message Pinball, right? We can get in touch with him and
Yes.
get him clued into the book that he needs to be on the lookout for.
We can do that, definitely. Do you want me to wait until the end of the day in case something else dire happens? Because this is a one-shot for the day. Or I can tell him right now.
I think. Well, we don't know how soon Sweater Daddy was gonna go to Uncle Eb's shop. So I mean, I think time would be of the essence.
Okay. She wanders out of the surf over to her bag and pulls out the sending stone.
Okay. So what do you send to Pimble?
I don't remember the name of the book.
It's Little Big Boy's first time.
Book of Maritime Economics.
Oh, was it that one?
Little
Okay.
Big Boy's first book of maritime economics.
Wow.
It's my greatest creation.
It's amazing.
I'll be honest.
Second, I am going to look back in my notes and try to remember what Sweater Daddy's name was before I do this.
Kiel.
Kiel. Thank you.
K-J-E-L-L.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank
I'm sitting
you.
here going, you know what? I'm not going to correct them. It's Sweater Daddy.
I was like, I knew I wrote it down, but I couldn't remember it off the top of my head.
Honestly, Pinball might know who you were talking about if you called him Sweater Daddy.
You'll recognize it. You'll know.
Probably would.
When your heart starts fluttering, you'll know.
Hi, Pinball. Urgent request. A elf by the name of Kill has a book called Little Big Boy's First Time Book of Maritime Economics. We need to get that ASAP. Might be going to Uncle Eb's shop. Can you assist?
It's a very weird request, Paru. I mean, that as never mind. Pimble's first thought, he doesn't express it to me, his first thought is like, this is the weirdest name for a dirty book I've ever heard. Anyway. But he goes, certainly, I can keep an eye out, or I can drop in on Uncle Eb, if that's helpful.
I can't respond.
Do what I can. Be careful out there.
I'm crushed that I might miss Uncle Eb meeting Pinball for the first time, but it's fine.
Jacqueline who?
I mean,
my God.
listen,
Oh my
I would
God.
be very Pinball, very happy with
Oh
Pinball.
my
in life.
lord. I don't think Pimble is Uncle Eb's. I don't think Uncle Eb is Pimble's speed. Let's say that.
I don't think either of them are.
No, but could you imagine Uncle Pinball?
I'd be so happy.
That feels weird.
It does. It feels a little weird to say that. You might think it.
You'd be constantly dusting glitter off of books. It'd be terrible.
Oh my God, you would be.
Yeah.
I would have no patience.
So yeah, you manage to message, and you get an affirmative from Pimble
He's gonna
that he'll do what he
do
can.
his best. So that's what we can do for now.
Okay, so we're agreed that we don't say anything to Verlaine yet.
Yeah.
Until we have more information. I will see if I can establish some kind of secure line or make arrangements to talk to the Queen of the Word
That
or
would
the
be,
Queen of Beauty.
honestly, if
Well,
we
no.
could get an arrangement to speak with them somehow, that would be probably the best. But yeah.
Okay. I'll work on that.
In the meantime, we should eat. Prepare ourselves for this journey.
We have to find a boat.
That
None
is
of
going to
you know how
require
to magically
sustenance.
make a boat, do you?
What was that?
I'm,
You're trying to Harland.
I said none of you know how to magically make a boat, do you?
well, not. Well, I'm. The magic of my hands. It's
I was
hard
gonna
labor.
Yeah,
we don't have time to unpack all of that.
magically no, but I know how to cut down a tree and make it into something.
Yeah, Basil and I could fashion something.
Like with manual labor, like with work?
Yeah, nothing a little sweat and elbow grease can't solve.
Ew. He just got a little. He just got.
It's 1%. Every time it's been 1%.
No, hold on.
No.
Okay.
You got to think about him doing the work with his shirt
I know,
off,
I was like-
sweating in the sun. The
So
sun
he gets all right. So
shining.
here's what it,
4% hotter.
he gets
Uh-huh.
8% less hot, but then you think about him doing manual labor, and he gets 7%.
My face
hotter.
is just hot right. I'm gonna go wash my face, and I think I'm gonna take a
Freshen up.
have fun with the tree.
That's fine.
We could also check with Holba and Jeffrin if they know of a boat that goes over there.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
a
out of
ferry or
character,
something.
didn't they tell us last time that we have to find a boat?
I
Or am I
mm,
misremembering?
let's
I
just
don't remember.
let's pretend you misremember.
Okay.
All right.
Can't always. Anyway.
Why don't you
checking.
help Oliette scrub her back? And Paru just walks away. She says it quietly, just to Harland as she walks away. Stir in the pot,
Wow.
stir the pot just good, stir that pot a little bit.
Totally selfless pot stirring too.
Totally selfless.
Right.
There's
Absolutely
no ulterior motive.
100% selfless.
No reason at all to.
Now we
You're
see.
nudging them together, not nudging them out of the way. You're just. Anyway. So
Face
yeah,
is too
Harlan,
damn
feel
loud.
free.
I mean,
Do you take Paru's advice, or do you do something else?
did you need some help with that?
With washing my face.
Or you know, something your back. I don't know.
Don't take flirting advice from the woman who's never been in any sort of relationship whatsoever. It's probably
Okay.
the best way of coming across with this.
Her Majesty of the Trade, or not trade, folk, just kind of like echoes in your head, like, quit while you're ahead, darling. Or rather, quit while you're behind, darling.
You know, Harland, that here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's like kids right over there. So, you know, I'm not saying no, I'm just saying not now.
Audit. Is it?
Harlan.exe has stopped working.
The furball blue screen of death.
Glorious.
Don't take day to get
Let's put a
advice from
pin in that.
Paru.
So anyway,
we'll revisit that. There's a raft to be built that
yeah. Fuck this shit, I'm out. And and Harlan flees. And
I've never.
uh-huh. Anyway, you all start kind of getting ready for the day. It's getting brighter outside. The sun is starting to rise, and the noise, the talking, and the fact that people are kind of awake and doing stuff. You do note that Villain and or Villain has started kind of getting up a little bit, sort of just shaking the sand out of his hair, and sitting. Toshi's just kind of leaning against him, asleep. Now Villain's stuck.
Morning.
Hey,
Need a hand with that?
nah, he's fine.
Want me to bring you over some breakfast?
It takes him a second to respond and nods a little.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Did Harlan and Basic already go to find a tree?
We were kind of walking through camp. I was planning on stopping and checking with Jeffrin and Holba if they know of an easier way to get across before we make a whole damn boat.
Yeah. So you talk to them. Holba says there's occasionally there's a ferryman comes across every so often, at least once a day. Makes a trip. Not like there's always people to go, but seems to be a habit of his. If you're willing to wait.
Just wait.
Yeah, not sure what time he'll be here, but it'll be sometime during the day.
Is he gonna be in like this location, or do we have to go somewhere specific?
I think it's a bit north of here. You're a bit close to the city for most folks to be around. So yeah, you head north a bit. There's it's got a little bit of it's like a little bit of a dock thing. It's not much, bit of it's more of a lagoon than a dock. Just a kind of quiet place. You sometimes will see, if you see anyone with goods or anything, like a wagon or a cart or something, you're on the right track. It's usually how a few people will bring. There's occasionally exports over to Mythgar. Not a lot, but yeah. I think you can make your way across without making a boat.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a lot less work. That's for sure.
How far is the lagoon from here?
From here, maybe a few hours.
Well, we should get to it then, because we don't know if we'll miss them or not.
That's true. Well, I mean, To be perfectly honest, though, if we were going to stop and make a boat, it would have taken us a few hours anyway, so this is really about the same amount of time.
A few hours is very generous. You
I
need
was
a
like,
big boat.
holy moly.
Not a big boat. First, you gotta chop the tree. We're not gonna go over what it takes to make a boat. It take a while.
Yeah, Faith is probably underestimating. All right.
Little did you know that Sir Tuscandale always like magicked the boat and like made you feel like you only made it in a few hours.
Aww.
You did so good, Squire. Very
Oh, no.
It's amazing.
Did your science projects for you?
Oh, God.
This raft is going up on the fridge.
I don't know if he would have been the one doing the science projects.
Weirdly, all of your science projects involved ballistic gel and like the piercing capacity of arrows. It's very weird.
And macaroni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
macaroni.
don't know.
Yeah, the raft became the dinner table.
Oh my god.
Those macaroni because for the guts. Gotta like
Yeah.
make
For the real one.
tableau of it. Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks for the help, Dad.
Ah! I love it. Oh, I got something in my eyes.
All right.
They're
Well,
always telling me to watch my cholesterol, but my heart is just so full. Anyway, so
Alright.
you get that information from Hulba
Okay.
that there is a ferryman.
all right. Yeah, we should. For those of you that eat food, should probably eat your breakfast, and then we gotta get going.
What a wonderful distinction.
Eh.
Those of you who eat fruit.
On her way back over to like roll up her bedroll or whatever, she stops and gives Valene a hug. I'm really glad you're all right.
Thanks. He looks wrecked.
I'll be right back.
I know. All right is a relative term. She means alive.
Like a week of hard living happened in the span of a few hours.
Yeah.
Toshi's making biscuits on Valene's arm now, and he's like, ow.
Is Toshi still asleep?
He's a heavy sleeper.
Oh boy.
Nicket's like, yeah, he'd sleep through all sorts of, like, there was construction this one time, didn't wake him up. He dropped a whole piano.
Nicket, we have to leave, so I'm gonna let you attempt to wake Toshi first, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be a lot less fun if I do it.
I'll get him.
Okay.
And Nicket walks over and, like, gives Toshi a little hug from behind and then bites his ear. Toshi's like, ow, ow.
Oh, maybe it wouldn't be less fun. That's respect. All right.
Get up. Get up, loser. We're going shopping. No, Nick is just like, up now.
I'll give you a piggyback ride if that make you feel better.
Piggyback.
Yeah, like you be my backpack.
Oh.
I just put the
Kinda-
backpack on the front and you on the back. It'll be fine.
He glances at Nicket, like, what do I care? She walks away.
He's very comfortable.
I like her more and more.
So Jeffrin is making food, passing it around. It's decent. I mean, he managed to make it into kind of like an open face sandwich for everybody. Rabbit and biscuits. Hooey.
Plenty of meat
Just like
left.
being Homer.
Yeah. I'm good. I've got my brownie.
You're gonna. Oh,
And
you're
a
not
little bit
gonna
of
want to have.
growler. I'm good.
You're not gonna. Oh, darling, you're not gonna want to have that on an empty stomach.
And you
No, I
ain't
don't.
never had some
At least have a
homemade hush bunnies?
What I see is a bunch of grease and protein and carbs, and that's just not really going to work
That's
for
exactly
what
the
I'm.
point.
It works really good for the And he points at the jug. It'll be good for that.
Well, I'll wrap it up just in case.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll do separate so you don't get your grease on your cobs. Looks a little like he's being a little sarcastic at you. Harlan, Kyle, please take inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Hush
For Hush
Bunnies.
Buddies.
Hush Bunnies. Did
Hush
it.
Bunnies was very good.
It's very wholesome. So Jeffrin packs you up a little bit of what's left of the food. He's like, "You can take it. It's fine. You caught it." And he kind of grins at Beza. And you all get a little bit of like a little sack of food, maybe like half a day's worth of food for all of you. Enough to get you to the ferry if you get hungry on the way there.
We still have all the Equestrodon jerky, whatnot too, in Valane's hand.
It's fine. That's right. My brain went, what? I was like, he's
Same. I was like,
chicken jerky.
All for the night.
It's his emotional security meat. I don't know.
Oh, my girlfriend
Who
loves
is he?
me.
Who is he, Lady Enid?
She knew I had a bad day, so she DoorDashed me cake.
Oh my god.
She loves me.
So, you get some food. Valane's a little, very understandably a little quiet, a little listless. They kick some of the sand onto the fire to help Jeffrin put it out. And Holba and Jeffrin get their stuff all together. They're very kindly saying goodbye. They give you handshakes or hugs. Jeffrin's a hugger.
Oh, yeah.
He'll offer. He gets a vibe from Oliet. He's smart enough to get a vibe.
And Chris is into it, but Oliet is not. We're very different people.
Harlan does the whole like pick him up and like shake him so that his legs like
Toshi's already on your back. Just legs swinging. And they give you a nod. They're like, well, Holba says, well, we're making our way north to the mountains, Bray Falls. But you can find your way around. Hagensport. Feel free to come look us up.
Will do.
Wait, did you say that you were going north? Because you said that the lagoon was a little bit north too. So, is this going to be one of those like chronogram two goodbyes?
We'll be moving a bit in the same direction, but then we'll fork off after a while. So we'll get to see each other a bit, but figure why not say bye now? Get it all out of the way.
I reserve the right to give you another hug.
Jeffrin's like, you better. He's really good at hugs. I'll take your word for it, dear.
Did you want one? They're free.
Next time we see each other, how about that? You come visit, you can give me a hug.
Right. Yes. That sounds like a plan. Thank you for your hospitality.
She gives you a little pat on the chest, though. She's like, "You're welcome, Harlan." And so yeah, she you start heading north along the beach. Actually, you do cut the beach after a bit, and start heading through the valley. There's the bit of an outcropping in the mountains that you can travel through. Relatively uneventful. And I will remove the sound of the ocean because you're no longer there. And you just kind of walk along for a while in a bit of a silence. Toshi takes the back the backpack ride for a little while. Eventually, he gets bored and he's like, "Can I walk? Is it okay? Can
Yeah,
I
that's
get down?"
fine. Did you take the opportunity to put your arms out like you were flying?
I didn't think about it.
Next time.
Okay. Yeah. He just crawls down. A little bit of ow, kitten nails. Ow. Okay. It
They're
goes
somehow
down.
sure than they should ever be. I don't understand.
They somehow fit through the molecules of your skin.
It's true though.
They do.
I feel like my
They do.
tendons have been damaged, but
Right to the
my
bone.
skin has not.
um so so he gets down. Nicket has started like drifting a little bit closer to Villain. Just they have similar energies. I think they are just they're just vibing similarly. Um and you are traveling through a bit of a lush forest space. Um and you hear birds. You start hearing the trickle of water as you see a stream has sort of started forming in the area, which eventually turns into a larger river, which eventually starts forking left, which is where Holba points out in the mountains. You see a little bit of like mist, and she says that that's the off. That's from the falls. So that's our cue to start heading that direction. Um, you will just keep heading towards the coast. Yeah, you'll find it.
Thank you again.
At some point before we split up with them,
Sure.
like as I don't know, while there's still a lot of people, I think Oliette would have sidled up to the other side of the lane and just under my breath, I'm sorry.
Okay. Holds his eyes a little. Nods. Yeah, you're just you're fine. They very much look like they want to say more, but are kind of. It's like a mental version of you get food poisoning and you don't want to talk about the thing that gave you food poisoning, kind of thing. Um, they kind of risk a look up at you with give me an insight check.
Okay. Woof. 4.
4. It's just that general weary and wariness.
Mm-hmm.
They just look tired and scared.
It's okay if you hate me. Like, I can handle it.
I don't hate you, Sunshine. I don't. I promise.
Try not to worry. Which I know is the most impossible thing in the world, and it's like so annoying when people say that, but like I actually mean it. Like, try not to worry.
I'll do my best.
I don't say nice things, so you know.
I'll savor it. Treasure it.
Best, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, and I'm just gonna detach.
Yep. Nicket nearby. You guys are weird. Shut up. And then eventually you actually depart from Holba and Jeffrin, and they start heading towards the falls in the mountains. Bray Falls. And Holba also suggests that you stick near the coastline so that you can catch the boat if you can see it if it's heading your way. And you get going.
If we're in a wood, Beza's going to try to scout ahead a little bit,
Sure.
following the river so that she's going in the same direction as everyone else, but she's going to have her bow out and be on the lookout for food.
Go ahead and give me a survival. Oh, give me a perception check. Do you want to make it survival? For like hunting, gathering?
Neither one is good.
How about this? For the most part, if I have you roll something, I am willing to entertain a rebuttal if you give me a justification for it. And I will decide whether I think that's enough of a justification, or if I'd still like you to roll this.
In this instance, since Harland is very skilled in foraging, can he provide assistance in
Absolutely
advantage, maybe?
Sure, the two of them can do it.
Okay.
Can I look on unhelpingly and just watch?
Okay, that's disadvantage. Basically, just roll. No, go ahead. Go ahead and roll an advantage.
No, I have a counter. Kara was extremely good at foraging, and therefore
there you go. We're back to advantage.
So with advantage, I rolled a nat 20 on my perception check.
Oh darn! Only yet with that day you just no. Okay, so yeah, this is. I mean, more than any place you guys have been, this is the most familiar looking biome you've been in yet, Beza. So you have a good sense of at least where you intuit where certain things would be. And I mean, you already were hunting. So you already successfully hunted here. You managed to, let's say, I mean, what are you looking for? Like, how big of a game? How big? I will give you your choice of how big game do you want to find here.
Well, she doesn't know what's out here besides the equestrodons, and then she found some rabbits. So she's
what size of game are you hoping to find?
She's probably hoping for something that's big enough to feed everyone without having to eat a ton of the equestrodon meat, since people seem weirded out by it now.
Every fucking time. It's so good. I don't know what's happened recently, but like I as a DM have found myself gravitating towards concepts and creatures that I have found utterly interesting and fabulous, and someone inevitably in the party is like, that's the fucking gnarliest thing I have ever seen. Why did you curse my eyeballs? And I still love them. It's happened at least 4 times in the last month.
I'll never be kidding.
It's fine. So yeah, Beza, you I'll say you track down. Oh, there are really big river birds, like cranes and herons and shit, like big birds.
Like dire cranes.
We're doing some Breath of the Wild shit.
I thought you were about to say that there are some big river otters, and I was about to be so upset and so angry with you. Like, how dare?
I mean, I really was considering giant Flemish bunnies.
Oh my god.
It's like they get big here. It's a lot of meat. Anyway. So no, you find these big birds that are just like fishing in the water, and they're huge. They like 1 or 2, like it's like the size of a fucking roast chicken. Like it's a big bird. In terms of body mass. Maybe something between a chicken and a chicken and a turkey in terms of size.
Like a duck?
Yeah. Ducks are kind of chicken size. Goose. Yeah, it's like a goose. There you go. Fuck that goose. So Beza plays Untitled Goose Game for a little bit and comes back with these herons. Looks like the fucking red or Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland with the flamingos. And so yeah, you guys, Beza finds quite a bit of meat for you all, and it'll be lean, non-greasy meat. Elliot.
Elliot, I found you some white meat.
Okay. I'm probably still not gonna eat that.
Yeah, probably not. You can make a nice chicken salad out of it then. Not like chicken salad, like an actual salad with chicken. Anyway,
I mean, if you like fish, that one just ate one.
a fair point though.
I'm out.
I know you don't do a lot of hunting, despite the fact that you grew up on a farm, but you don't eat something out of the thing you're eating.
Okay, I'm definitely not hungry now.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's
Good.
fresh, it's like the 10-second rule, right?
No.
So she's like, "Don't you take the? I mean, you take the scales off. I mean, it seems to me like it's been protected.
Right, you just boil it for a bit, it'd be fine.
There you go.
I ain't never had food poisoning all that bad.
Is it noon yet? I'm just gonna unscrew the top of the growler and just start
He
chugging.
gets 2% less attractive. See, if we had viewers with the wherewithal, what I want is like a Lilo and Stitch
Counter?
badness meter, but it's hotness for Harland. It's very low for someone of your size. um, just a real time gauge of how hot he's gotten,
Is
or
it because
lost.
I look like Stitch, Ange? Is it because I look like Stitch?
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
because of the joke, but you do look like Stitch. You look like Stitch, like went to the witness protection program.
That was the second movie.
Oh my god. Anyway, so
Just as a baseline, if anybody's paying attention, let's say we start out at like 85, right? 85 at Harlan's absolute lowest score.
when he got oh, I was assuming he was at a height and then just started losing. That's fine. We can start at 85. We'll start at 85.
I don't think he's never dipped below 85.
No. At least when he became an adult.
So, you know.
Okay. So you start heading for the coast. Takes a few hours. You Beza manages to get some more food, and things lighten a little bit in terms of tone. It's quiet, but not like as glum as it was before. You also encounter a couple of interesting things besides the birds. While you're walking around, there's a herd of deer that you see that are they've clearly got moss growing in their antlers, just as like a thing they have. All of them do, and they're incredibly thin, wiry deer. And they don't let you get too close, but you do kind of catch them in a group. And there's a bunch of big bucks with these long horns, and then you also see a few foals, sort of foals,
Fawns.
fawns. Thank you, fawns. Well, but I think I prefer foal, because then at that point you don't think that there are fawns running around. But yes, and so it's really pretty out here. Like that's the biggest part that kind of gets to you, is how pristine things are out here. It's really pleasant and kind of lovely. And eventually you get to you get back to the beach, and you start looking out on the coastline for your. Trying to do this a little smoother. You start looking for the boat. It's probably easily midday at this point that you're kind of getting here, and you. Oh, Hello, whiskey. And a dog shakes. You get to the lagoon, and it's this this really pretty, covered in willows. Like there's a canopy above it, and there's all these like drooping trees. The waves get sort of broken up by a bunch of, well, there's a river that kind of goes up into the lagoon from goes out into the ocean, and you all sort of take a rest. Everybody give me perception checks as you start looking out for the boat.
Nice. I actually rolled decent, so it's a 20.
Nice.
Awesome.
14.
19.
Anyone get, okay, so you get, no one got better than a 20. 20's best. So yeah, Beza, you catch the little speck in the distance before anybody else does. It happens just before you hit the lagoon. You see along the coastline a tiny boat coming from the island, and you look for and you let them know you see something. It definitely seems like more than just a like fish or something.
Well, I see something out there, but I don't know if it's the ship yet or not.
I'm probably semi-distracted because as we have stopped, I'm starting to try to take notes again. So every time we stop, I'm trying to jot down just stuff that I can share with Eb and with Pinball. Just trying to keep record of what we see in at least some reasonable amount of detail.
Yeah.
Like a travel journal kind of a thing is what I've been trying to do.
No, definitely. You up to anything, Harland?
I think he would be. You said there was a willow tree. He's probably like weaving a willow crown or something for one of the cats.
So what else happens, Kyle? I'm gonna set a timer for 30 seconds, and you have DM fiat.
Oh.
30 seconds. Not 30 seconds to Mars, Google. Come on. All right, Kyle. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So we're all sitting around a little pond, right? If I remember correctly. There's looks like there's Nickit probably spies it. Nickit spies something metallic down at the bottom of the pond. Not really sure what it looks like. Probably points it out to Beza or to Paru. Just it's like, what is
beep, beep. Okay.
Wow, 30 seconds goes fast.
Yeah, it does. Oh, I didn't know what to do. Oh my god.
Yeah, welcome to my pain. That's why when I had DM fiat, all I did was have Oliette trip and land on Sweater Daddy.
It's amazing.
Mouse, that was you? Oh.
Mouse gave us a DM Ex Machina.
Thank you, Mouse.
I'm so sad I missed it. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. No, Kyle did a very good job, and that was a really you and Heather have both did a really good job with it, and I'm tempted now to extend it to a minute, because that was really fast, and a minute might be fun.
I'm sad.
No, it's fine. Kyle gave us he literally was just handing me a hook, which was great.
Great.
So yeah, Nickit, while you're waiting, while Beza sees the boat, and Nickit spies something metallic in the lagoon, in the clear water of this lagoon. Points it out to Beza. I see a shiny.
Huh.
For the first time in a while, you actually see her kind of light up a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder, how deep do you think this lagoon is?
Mm, give me a nature check.
Okay. She's not really that. Is it going to be easy to get out of this lagoon if she jumps
You
in?
don't have to breathe. Why do you care?
You
You can
got a
always
rope
have.
around you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can always you can probably get your way out. It's a little swampy, so it might take a bit of effort, but not too much.
All right. Harlan, can you hold my bag for me for a minute?
Well, yeah, I could wrap a rope around you too. We can pull you right back out.
Nah, that's all right. And she, as soon as you take her bag, she just jumps in the water and heads toward the metal thing.
Okay.
I mean, that's one way to get what you're after.
All right. So you go down into the lagoon, and you everything goes a little under the water, and you start like trudging over and you realize that the lagoon is probably maybe 15 feet deep. It's not that bad. You could swim up. And as you're walking across, you're heading towards the shiny. And you see that the shiny, the lagoon is like a green-blue color. It's really vibrant. And as you get towards the shiny, you see that the light that the shiny's given off is also a very bright green. And as you head towards it, you see that it is a few shinies. It's like instead of like a wide shiny thing, it's actually a little cluster of shiny things. And they look like they're little crystal, like little gemstones, green gemstones that have their own little tiny bit of light inside them. And there's maybe maybe 10 of them. They're probably about the size of a. I'm gonna say they're probably about the size of a lemon. Not this big. Kiwi. It's the size of a kiwi. I'll go with kiwi.
Huh. You guys don't hear anything, but
There's bubbles that come up as you force air out of your lungs.
She starts collecting them.
Sure. So you pick them up. You start. Well, you don't have a shirt or anything.
No, but she has her like little
Get your
pockets that open out
Get
of
your
her
pockets,
hips.
and yeah. So you grab them, and you bring them up to the surface, and the others see you, and you show them these little green gem things. They're really pretty.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what these are, but they're pretty interesting looking. Good find.
I can take a look.
Finder's
I
fee,
don't-
right?
I'm sure there's plenty to go around.
Yeah, there's 10 of them.
Harlan's going to tap into that innate furball magic he has, and
Okay.
his eyes kind of glow like the green of a summer's day through the forest canopy, and uses detect magic to try to see what's going on with the orbs.
So yeah, so you grab these orbs, and you or you grab one of them, and you look around at it, and yeah, it's vibrantly magic. It's you get the feeling in your mind, this sort of nostalgia of being on the farm in the middle of the spring when everything is verdant and growing and like lively, like at its most lush before you harvest. That's sort of the feeling you get when you look at this. It's very much a source of life.
Right. I mean, it's making me fairly reminiscent, but I'm not quite sure what it might do. Um,
All right. Well, um, they're not like eggs or something, are they?
no, I don't get
You
that
don't get
sense
that
from
sort
them.
of life from them.
It's more like
Go ahead.
more like the magic of a like a tulip blooming out of the field, like like an apple finally turning red on the tree. That kind of feeling.
So,
Like life magic and nature magic?
Probably something like that. Yeah.
do you
Yes, very much like that.
want me to take a closer look?
Uh,
How
be
far
my
out is the
guest.
boat?
Boat's probably you think it might be like 45 minutes before it gets
Oh,
there.
okay.
It's
Out there.
way
Pyro will take one in her hands and examine it a little bit closer with her druid abilities and see if she can make
Yeah.
anything out.
sure.
I don't
what
have
do you
the
what do you
same
do with it?
ability that Kyle does. I think hers is more of a more of a bit of a hands-on rather than a magical. It's more of a physical kind of examination, kind of trying to see if there's any kind of the way she did with the goodberry tree. She is kind of getting a little bit closer.
So as you go ahead and give me a nature check.
Okay.
I might start mulling over a story, but I don't need to do anything.
21.
Sure. You study this this little like crystal, and there is that little spark in the middle at the center of it. And the more you look at it, the more it kind of reminds you of a seed. That idea of it containing something that could grow. The sort of outer shell of this gem, it doesn't feel. It feels a little delicate, like you could probably break it.
Can I use Druidcraft to instantly make the seed bloom?
Sure. Go ahead.
She's
So
going
you
to hold it and just kind of pass her hand across it with Druidcraft, letting some of the phosphorescent spores come off of her in the same color as the seed, just to see what happens.
And as you do that, you feel a bit of a vibration from the gem, and you hear like, and you see these little hairline fractures along the gem, and it sort of vibrates a little bit more, almost like a jumping beat kind of thing. And it like rolls out of your hand and hits the ground. And there's like this big fracture along the seed or along the gem, and you see this little rays of green light coming out of it. Hasn't quite done anything yet, though.
No, they're seeds of some sort. Do you, obviously we should take them with us because we should figure out what they are, but...
Oh, what?
Give me an investigation check, Park. As you're trying to figure out what to do here.
Not good at investigation. Let's
give it a try.
Let's give it a try.
Give it a try.
Wise,
Give it a
yes.
try.
Smart, no. 13.
No, that's fine. Kind of seems like it needs to get busted open.
She's gonna help it out a little bit.
Okay. And as you do that, the gem kind of cracks in a bunch more spots and basically crushes. It's very delicate. When you do that, you see the light just spread out in a 10-foot radius around you. And you see all the grass around you suddenly like grow just a little bit and start seeding. And it's near a tree and within the 10 feet, and up the tree you see the leaves suddenly go bright green and these little pods start growing and there's fruit on that branch of the tree. And you see a bunch of stalks just rise up out of the dirt, kind of look tuber-esque, fully grown. You see some mushrooms. They were like little like tiny mushrooms, and now they're fully matured. And yeah, you're surrounded by completely fertile, healthy, full-grown vegetation around you. What was only like in the process of growing.
Paru's
Wow.
face just lights up with the biggest grin and like immediately looks over at the group and it's just beaming. These are an incredible find, Nickett. Good job. Hello, Raiders. Thank you.
Thank you for the raid. These are Tears of Gaia. They are a common magical item, and they do the thing I said they do.
Sweet.
About 45 minutes to an hour till the boat gets there. Around the time the boat gets there, Paru, do you do anything with the fruit?
Oh
or
yeah.
what did you say?
I'm picking that because
Okay.
I'm
Fruit,
I do not
well,
pick
you
the
pick a fruit.
mushrooms. I leave the
You pick a
mushrooms
fruit and you
alone.
try it. It's a little underripe. But
He's a little
by
more
the
time.
time the boat gets there, about an hour, everything that grew fully ripe, ready to eat.
Yeah, so fresh veggies, anybody?
Toshi
Like,
and Nickett are already grabbing
Yeah,
stuff. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking,
Fresh.
Willy Wonka's chocolate factory right now. God, I really want one of those teacups to be real. Sorry.
Yeah, right?
I've been obsessed with
Since
those since I was
forever.
a kid. Yeah,
Mhm.
buttercups. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
Anyway.
Amazing.
So, just for the audience's note, that is a magic item from the Griffin's saddlebag. It's a if you want to check them out, this is just a plug because I like them. They're on Patreon, and you can get access to their complete magic item set. So you should check them out. We're going to be using those a lot.
So we have 9 of them left?
You have 9 of them left.
Okay.
And they will go over a 10-foot radius.
Pocket one of those.
Yeah. If you get a chance to, I guess you can study it more. Paru and Harlan, you guys can kind of put your heads together. If there's no plants around, or if you crush the gem, you're crushing it is what activates it.
Oh, okay.
If you crush the gem against inorganic material or there's no plants within range, fertile topsoil 1 inch deep spreads across the area instead.
Very cool.
And healthy green grass immediately starts to grow from the new soil.
Awesome.
Nice.
So that's a thing you can do as well.
These also might be good for bartering, depending on where we end up. You never know. With the events of Mechanus porting in here, you never know how it's affected economies and local ecological systems.
Well, shoot,
That's
my
true.
sis would kill for these.
Also, money, like money would be good.
We don't know what they're gonna be worth if we take them over to Mythgar.
Toshi's just chomping down on like a mango. Food's real good too.
I'll probably take a couple of those mangoes.
That's
Yeah, they're like real good.
That's totally a
Perfect.
papaya, right, Harland? That he's eating is a papaya? Or is that an orange?
I said I was sorry.
I'm teasing
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
teasing
No,
you, Toshi. You're okay.
Nickit, you just for a split second, Nickit's like fur was up just a little bit. Like she was like,
no!
oh god,
Oh no,
oh
I feel
god,
bad.
here's the shoe. The shoe's dropping. But then she relaxed.
I feel bad. She'll bring a mango over to Villain. It's nice and sweet.
Thank you. And he takes it and goes into his hand.
We should definitely hang on to these.
Yes.
That was a really good find, Nickit. And I don't know what the safest place to store them is. Probably in Villain's hands so that they don't get crushed by accident.
Well, I mean, as long as it doesn't need to stay cold or anything, yeah, sure.
I didn't think so.
I'll keep mine in my pack. That's fine.
Grocer, pantry, closet. Anything else you want to turn my hand into?
Gardening table. Yeah.
Gardening tables. Yeah. Armory.
What about a haberdasher?
Thanks, Villain. But it is true. Nickit found them, so it's only fair that Nickit and Toshi get to decide something that we trade them for at some point.
Deal. Nickit, they seem amenable to that.
What about a hand warmer? And Paru takes Villain's hand and gives it a little squeeze. And then let's go, because that's too forward even for Paru.
Oh my god.
Well, oh my.
She's like, nope,
And,
can't do it, abort.
Yep. Yep.
Interesting.
How the
Fel-
turntables have.
Oh, how the turntables.
Villain just sort of chuckles. Yeah. But this is enough stuff happening that by the time this is all kind of sorted, the boat is pretty damn close. It's getting into the lagoon. And you see it is it's like a little barge. It has a little, like a little shed on it, and it's a big flat boat with a bit of a lip around it. And so you see with a large oar. Hello, son. Hello, my first son. With a large oar, you see a figure, and Beza, you wave them down, and you see it is a wearing a big scarf and like a big robe, very very much obscures the form of this person. You do see a very bushy tail, kind of a red orange, and long tapered paws, and big ears, and little like antlers on top. And as they start rowing forward, you see it's like some sort of fox person with little antlers. And they wave you down and start slowly making their way over. You hear a bunch of like wind chimes in deeper tones, like bigger wind chimes. You realize like the whole barge is decorated with those sort of like larger. So it kind of like moves around with this sort of very almost like gourd instrument sort of vibe as it sails closer. And you You see this this ferryman? The fox creature person wanders forward on the boat as it starts like slowly pushing into the water. It like kind of beach it on the edge, and all these clinking gourds and stuff sort of shake and rock a little bit as they hit the thing, as they hit the land. And this figure steps delicately off the boat and eyes you all with these sharp little golden eyes. Well, you're all new.
Hello. Yeah.
To the boat.
Yep, that's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
I assume you're seeking passage.
Yes, please.
That sure will be nice.
Oh, that can be arranged.
What is your fee for ferrying us to Mythgar?
A number of things. Anything you're willing to trade.
Sure. I've anything in particular that you've been looking for? And Paro puts her bag down.
You start looking through it, trying to like see what you got.
Yep.
The creature, like, he raises his hand. Intangibles preferred, if you don't mind.
Intangibles.
Well, like what you wear under your clothes.
Aren't those unmentionables?
Oh, that's right. I'm so, my mistake.
So, like, you don't want our money?
Angela, freeze.
No. 1 second.
Uh-oh. We had a froze.
I was like, my joke wasn't that bad.
Right. So Angela's frozen, so I am now our DM for the evening. We get past... Damn it, she's back. Okay. Excuse me for a moment while I do the...
There we go.
Do the shuffle.
Sorry about that. Yeah, my computer just like...
It's alright.
2 seconds. It's okay.
I just...
Oh, and I have a friend here. Hello.
Hello.
Give me a moment while I get our lovely Heather back where she belongs. But
Puppy
please,
Cam or we riot.
Puppy Cam.
I tried Puppy Cam, but he doesn't like laying in the same spot. So, yes. Hello everyone. This is Whiskey. If you can see him, I don't know. He's very
You
dark.
could see him a little bit.
He's got a white belly.
All right, and we're back.
Okay. All right. I don't have food for you. Good night, my love. So, I don't know if you heard what the fox said.
Ring, ding, ding,
Intangibles
ding,
and
ding,
then
ding, ding,
underwear.
ding.
Yes, that's what the fox said. Thank you.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Hey Kyle, we can do it too. But so the ferryman said intangibles only, if you don't mind.
What?
What do you mean by intangibles?
So, like, not money. Because you don't want our money.
Correct. Money is pedestrian.
So
I far more prefer.
Harlan will lean down, like almost to the creature's face, and just, I gift you my breath.
Oh.
How very
Oh.
intimate.
You have recently eaten a carcass of something.
93%.
Well, yeah, fruit.
93% less attractive?
No,
We're
that's
back to 93.
We went down a notch to 93.
Oh, okay. intangibles, as in things which are not easily given to a hand. Something meaningful, valuable, but valuable to the individual, of course.
I think I can cover all of our fares.
You all have heard this kind of bullshit before. And it occurs to you that the ferrymen might be spelled differently than you think.
Aww.
God damn it.
I love you, and I hate you, and I love you at the same time.
It's almost like I'm familiar with this kind of trope. For some
I
reason. Oh,
wonder why.
we'll find out in a few months. No, I think I can cover the cost of our fares. Yo.
Okay.
I got something that I was saving for a special occasion that would represent all of us, and be a memorial to good times that we have had. So he sets his pack down on the ground and begins to dig out one by one these shapes that are colored white and gold, green and brick red, gray and black, blue and blue. They are seal plushies. I was hanging on to them because that's right about when the weirdness really started to happen, and I was gonna give them to you when it was like an opportune moment. But so these represent my friends and good times that we have had.
They are tangible. Maybe I need to restate myself.
Well, now you done spoiled the surprise.
Okay, so you don't want breath, and you don't want toys.
What about a fortune told?
Intriguing.
Paru pulls out the cards, which Tessa doesn't remember what they do. Oh yeah, they're the special. Yeah,
They're the deck of minor things.
the deck of minor things. Yes. So she pulls out the deck of minor things.
Okay. Someone please give me lyrics to the Wellerman, but the Ferryman. Thank you. That is all. And all right. So the deck of minor things. The Ferryman looks at you as you pull out these cards, and a fortune, you say?
Yes.
Whose fortune?
I could tell yours if you'd like. Or would you prefer someone else's?
I would prefer another's.
One
Just
of
out
ours?
curiosity.
Or
Sure. Very well.
I'll tell you. I will offer mine. I don't want to trade anybody else's. Paru's like, not playing that game.
Oh yeah. So the ferryman walks over to you. You get a little closer. You see the sort of loop vulpine. Is that foxes? Little snout. Kind of saddles up. You get a sense that like they've got their hands in their poncho pockets. Kind of is how they stand. They walk up to you, and you've got a little room on the edge of the ship deck, like that, the railing. There's maybe enough space to flip a couple cards.
Well,
So, what do you do?
if it's to be my fortune, she pulls this one of her strands of her braid forward.
Sure.
May as well do this right. and she takes her dagger and cuts her hair, invoking the blood of the Baba Yaga that runs in her veins, and casts her cards.
Okay. So, I need you... Well, I'll just do it. That's okay.
This is gonna go real good, or it's gonna be real bad. I'm not sure which.
A little bit of both.
Probably.
Well, this is fun. Give me 2 seconds. I don't have them numbered. Never mind.
Don't play with
I
Baba
will-
Yaga fate, folks.
No, it's fine.
Especially don't give it to the Fae.
How about this? So what I'm gonna do, and this is technically like a deck. This is a deck,
Yeah.
like a deck. So
Mhm.
we're gonna say that you pull a couple cards, but then the top card, the last card you pull, is gonna be the one that actually does anything.
Okay.
If you're gonna actually do like a tarot reading.
Yeah.
So go ahead and can you probably on your computer, because I'll figure out a better system for doing this because it's a 54 deck.
Mhm.
Can you give me a D54?
Yes, give me 1 moment.
Give me 2 D54 rolls, actually. So roll 1 and roll another and give me 2. Because you're using your Baba Yaga stuff, I might give you a little something special.
Ew, special. All right. I got a 49
Okay.
and a 47.
Okay. So because you pull with you use your hair, you invoke the Baba Yaga.
Mhm.
You get a little image in your head, a bit of premonition of what the next 2 cards will be, or what the next card may be.
Mhm.
So you get to pick.
Ooh.
You see 2 images.
Mhm.
You see an image of a fresh-faced young person with a bright smile, basically like whistling a tune, sort of obnoxious.
So
But
myself, got it.
right. But it's called you see it's called the Innocent. And then you see another card with a spirit, or you see it's almost like at a grave, and there is a hand, a physical hand, holding the hand of a spirit coming out of the ground, like it's like a grasping, and that one is called the Ghost. Which of those 2 cards would you like to have pulled?
I would like the Innocent, please. The Ghost sounds not good.
Okay.
Or I've done something horribly wrong. But the Innocent, please.
Okay. So, the Innocent. You draw that card at the top. For the next week, you will be rolling insight at disadvantage.
Oof.
Delightful.
That's one of the harsher cards, actually.
That's
It's pretty funny.
amazing. I love it.
That sounds way too good to be true.
Right. Well, this is the deck of minor things.
Listen, I'm here for it.
All right. So yeah, that's what you get. You tell the fox your the fortune. You read through what the cards probably mean. We'll spend other times where you can do the full read.
No,
but,
that's totally fine.
now-
That's amazing.
For now, that's what we'll do. All right. So that's what you get.
I mean,
And
that's-
you aren't really aware of that so much, though I will say this guy seems real on the level.
Yeah.
To you all of a sudden.
This is like super legit, guys. Super legit.
Well, and so the ferryman watches you a little bit as you pull the card. more than entertaining. Thank you. That is acceptable. Fair.
Thank you.
Is that for all of us, or is that just...
No.
Oh shit, I thought I was negotiating for all of us. Sorry.
That was not part of the deal. You just merely asked if that was enough for fair.
You are absolutely right. I did not.
One must be very careful with their words.
All right, now I'm definitely aware of what we're dealing with.
Haru's like, everything's fine. Nothing's wrong at all.
Weirdly, very similar to the card.
I mean, that's Paro anyway, to be honest.
Everything's coming up, Paru. And she, the ferryman says, well, many things will do. A name, a secret, a story, an intangible. Something that can never quite be captured the same way twice. A wish, a longing,
I've got a question.
Question may be valid as well. What is your question?
Oh, no, I mean, I've got a question for you about the deals, but if this question works, that would be great too. So if we give you a story, if we tell you a story, or if we tell you one of the secrets, does that mean we don't remember them anymore?
No, you have just shared it.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Two people knowing something can be a value of itself. One knowing that another person knows something is also valuable.
That is really, really wise. Oh my gosh, you guys, he's super smart.
I have been doing this job for quite some time. I am very well versed in negotiation.
All right. Well, it's not a secret, but I could tell you the story of what happened the first time I met my adopted mom. It's definitely an interesting story. Well, I think it's interesting.
Who is your mother, pray tell?
That's a good question.
It gets a little complicated. There's a lot of layers that I don't necessarily need to include in the story, but she calls herself the Queen of the Hunt.
That was not the mother I was thinking of. I was thinking of the Kira. Okay, never mind.
The ferryman's face goes very surprised. Like, they were very unflappable. And when you say that, this is truth you speak.
Yeah. Beza has no idea what she's just done.
In my head, can I be like, how about no more names, friends? How about we don't drop any more names if we can help it?
Oh, all right. I was just gonna give him a recipe for, like peach cobbler, but that part too.
He gets 1%.
As long as you don't tell it what the names of the peaches are, I think you're going to be fine, Harlan.
Should I not have said my mom's name? Is this a problem?
We're in it now, Beza. I got your
should-
back.
Why would you name the peaches other than to make people sad when they eat them?
Because sometimes sadness is fun.
Fuck. I forgot you got scary.
Oh yeah, we really should get you to talk to somebody about these thoughts.
I'll talk to the peaches.
That works.
And the ferryman kind of glances at you all, like, tell your story.
All right. And she'll start.
Yeah, you can paraphrase.
Yeah, she leaves out, especially given what Oliette has just said. She leaves out a lot of details. Anything that she can. that she thinks would point to the fact that she's talking about the book. But she talks about, heading towards the tower, and she'd been bewitched. She doesn't specify how or what, but she'd been bewitched so that she didn't recognize that we were traveling with one of her knights. And so she was attacking us, and we had to dodge around these gigantic arrows that were the size of trees. And, like, that kind of, like, she talks about some of the details, but she tries to leave out just enough that it's not necessarily obvious whether she's talking about the Queen of the Hunt in the book versus the Queen of the Hunt out here.
Yeah.
She's not lying. She just
A tale of a queen is quite valuable. Not many know of their personal exploits. This is acceptable fare. And he gestures for you to be able to get on the boat.
She walks over and stands next to Paru.
Let's see. Nicket goes forward. Got a secret for you. She like sort of, Nicket sort of gestures for the ferryman to kneel a little lower. And she kind of like gets up on her toes, sort of whispers into the ferryman's ear. Acceptable, you may end. Thank you. And she,
I really want to know what she said.
Then Toshi comes forward. Not many people know that I can do a near perfect impersonation of a well, there's these birds that are in town, and I used it this one time to make a Modron guard think that he was being stalked by a bird. Really messed with their head, I think. Is the story the payment, or is the secret the payment? Either, or I can make the noise. And the ferryman's like, you may board.
Too precious for this
Amazing.
goddamn world. I love him.
Amazing.
I love Toshi so much.
Anybody else?
I just kind of look at Elaine and Harland.
I mean, I got plenty of secrets that I really don't want to share, but I mean, one of them is so. Mama always used to make fried okra, and she was real proud of her fried okra, and we'd eat it at every single barbecue. It was prize winning. I hated it. I hated every single bite of it. It's just slimy and gross and just weird. Nothing should feel like that. Nothing should no vegetable on the God's green earth should make that kind of a noise when you bite into it. It's
Wow. And I thought I was really biased against mushrooms.
The ferryman looks at you and says, "This confession has appeared to cause you great distress."
I never told it.
This is valid fare. You may come aboard. I couldn't even hold it. Harlan just like weeping. Getting on board.
Oh my god.
Don't you dare say a thing against his mama. He'll hurt you.
Oliette, you and Villain are just standing on the boat. And he's just, I don't know, just tell him something you learned from one of your friends or something. I don't know.
I don't.
Someone's hair was so big it was full of secrets. I'm pretty sure that was what he said.
This is the fucking worst.
You're a storyteller. Just tell him a story.
You first! And I'm gonna shove them in the shoulder really hard, but I'll cast Bardic Inspiration at the same time.
What is it you bring for payment for your fare? What the kid did. Secret. All right. Very well. Villain kind of glances back at you, Oliette, like. You both were like trying to figure out what the fuck you were gonna say to him.
I was like, must listen in.
And he leans in and whispers to the ferryman. And just nods quietly. He turns around when he passes the ferryman, just like walks by.
Okay.
You hear in your head, for such a big talker, like, what the hell, man?
I'm just gonna ignore that. Like, truly, this is, okay. Oliette isn't, okay, hold on.
This is just to get on the boat to get to the place, y'all.
I know.
I know.
I
It's
adore it.
amazing.
I adore it.
We are hopeless. All of us are.
I
hopeless.
will. I will. I am going to really begrudgingly kind of approach. And I am going to whisper to the ferryman, the fairy fox. Fire. Rabbit hole.
The
Help
fairy
me.
fire.
I will just whisper. How about a song?
Looks at you, kind of gives a little bit of a Cheshire grin.
And in the lowest whisper that my body can possibly produce, it's barely breath coming out of my body, I will whisper, I'll pull my sewer out.
Sure. Yeah,
and
yeah,
I will,
the flute.
yeah, my very special.
Your two-tone flute.
Yeah, since I've been playing it, I feel like I've grown slightly adept, and I will just whisper, I don't know. This is how I feel when he's nearby. And then I will start to play.
What's it like? What's like the mood of it?
Wistful, excited, pleased. And I'll do that for just a few moments. And then I will stop and jam that sewer back into my pack indignantly.
Mhm. Welcome to Fair.
Yeah. That better be passage for the way back too. And I'm gonna just get on the boat.
Well, that was real pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're getting better.
You know.
And you all get on board. In very little time, the ferryman takes the oar, flips it over, and starts nudging the boat off the side, and starts pushing out into the lagoon. And you are on your way to Mythgar. The ferryman doesn't say much, but once you start moving, there's a serenity to his energy. He seems to be most at ease and pleased when he is traveling on the boat.
Did you say it's a serenity?
Yes, Kyle. I'd like my inspiration back, please.
Okay, I'll give it back.
No, it's fine. So, it's was midday, a little bit past midday. Sun's pretty high up, and as you pull from the coastline and head out into this, it's not really open ocean, it's the channel between the island and the continent. You get a chance to see a bit more of the coast from the angle you're at, and you actually get a pretty clear view of the mountains.
Oh no, she froze again.
Oh no. So, okay, so she froze again, so let's see here. So, the mountains come into view as we drift across the channel towards Mythgar, and we manage to get our fares paid back to us, and the fox spills all the secrets that we just shared to the entire boats. We all know what everybody else gave,
And then I promptly drown everyone because I cannot live with that.
No, we heard your song. We heard your song. Your song was enough. Your song was enough. So, like, we don't need that. But, like, we know Toshi's, we know Nick's secret and everything else. And oh God, we've, yes, exactly, Bex. Brief interlude where we just ship Polly Party and Polly M Party and we're good. I mean, ta-da!
Is that
stream is broken.
I know. I gotta try and fix it. The problem is I don't.
Oh my God, my face is huge on stream.
Here, we'll do this. We'll do this. No, it's not gonna work until Angela gets back. So, oh well.
Is a Polly Potty one where it's like a little compact and you got the little figures in it and it's like little.
Yes. Yes.
Like a little play set.
It is the Polly Pocket play set. Absolutely. Let me see if I can.
Dope. What happened to those?
I don't know. Let's see here. Let me see if I can.
A new generation of parents that didn't want their kids to have choking hazards.
Yeah.
Listen, I did used to chew on those things all the time when I was super little. It's not safe.
Nope, not safe at all. I'm trying to. Okay, Bex has given us a prompt. The sun is setting. The tide is slow. The sun hits each and every one of you in the most flattering way. Are they leaning in? Only one way to find out. Who's leaning in? Who's leaning into it? Gotta know.
Right.
You wanna kiss the girl.
Sure, whoa.
We're gonna.
Amazing.
I don't want to shift it around too much, but if I need to, well, we'll at least... I am so sorry. You guys are going to see behind the scenes for a second as I at least try to get our faces somewhat...
I'm being pursued by harlots. Okay.
You are actually not being pursued by harlots. I just had to grab a 3-person layout really quick. It's gonna be a time.
And just said she'll be back in a moment, so I think she's working on getting back in.
Okay, so then I'm not going to mess with it for right now. So please bear with us as we have some technical difficulties. But as soon as Angela's back,
oh my gosh, no, there's 2 Harlans.
There is 2 Harlans. 2 Harlans.
Ain't nobody like me but me.
Yep. There you go.
That is true.
Do we want to take a 2-minute water break?
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and get our starting student back up, and then when Ange is back, we will get everything fixed. We will be right back, folks. Thank you so much for bearing with us while we have some technical difficulties. Back soon. everybody. As you can see, it's just me. Unfortunately, Angela's internet provider had an outage, and we're not sure when we're going to be able to get back on. So while the other Goonies are here, in order to avoid looking at 3 broken cameras, we just figured it'd be easier for me to come on and say that tonight we're going to end for the night. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Mouse, thank you for the donation of the DMX Machina. That was
seriously
very fun. I'm sorry I missed it, but I can't wait to go see it in the VOD. As always, we want to thank our wonderful sponsors at Eldritch Foundry, World Anvil, and Die Hard Dice for being fantastic. And we want to thank you guys for coming out every Tuesday, watching us be idiots all together for our mutual amusement. And we really, really enjoy spending our Tuesday evenings with you guys and with each other. So Angela normally would do our outro here, but I'm gonna do my best to handle everything that she normally touches on. Join us next Monday, no longer on Wednesday. Join us next Monday for DRPG, where Angela will be working on some prep either for this game or her home game. And we'll be back next Tuesday with more Shenanigoons. Coming up in the next couple of months are going to be some interesting new things. I know in a Saturday in June, we will be showcasing Omens Rising, a new TTRPG that is based on cartomancy to tell the story. So that'll be really exciting. So stay tuned for more information about that. And as always, we love you guys. Be good to each other. And we will see you next week. And as Angela says, to be continued. Good night, everybody.